I'll do it this time. I'll only do it this time, right?
Right, Tom Calvary.
Yay!
Just a quick word to thank everyone for coming along tonight. I'm eternally grateful.
There's only one belt
Very
bar.
lucky man that I've met so many people through the pub. Some days. On the whole, it's been a great experience for me in the pub, meeting so many nice people. I'm a wee bit lost for words, but I'll leave you be very room. Thanks again. Thanks again, not a boy. Appreciate that. Being an effort in history and all the staff of Bird's Bar. Thanks very much.
Get me to the bar. I promise you, what a barman. Pumper used to say you weren't a bad football player, but you kept taking your fucking half. Subbed him. Can I say something when he's here? Because it's very seldom you get an opportunity to see him. Is this the mic I usually use? There may echo, Jim, there may echo. I was going to give you the fuel there, but fucking that's sorry. But let me say something about, say, Beard's Bar.
Yeah.
When you want me to go to the stage then.
No, yeah.
As you know, I was the most fortunate guy in the world to play in front of an awful lot of you here tonight. You're too fucking ugly, I know. But as you can appreciate, way back in the 50s, I promise you, my dad says to me, sitting right in the middle of Celtic Park, right in the centre circle, Jimmy McGrew was about 5 yards away. He says, Bertie, he says, I promise you, see if you can play and entertain, this crowd will never ever forget you. I was 16 years of age, it was a Sunday, and I'll tell you, it was awesome just to stand there when they were made in the terraces. And by the way, that was about 55 years ago, and for a British labourer, a tremendous, you know what I mean, knowledge in the game and such like. And I promise you, I'm invited all over the place to meet each and every one of you. And it doesn't matter whether it's in here, the Celtic Club, or whether it was in Beards, or where it is in the world. You all have one or three things. First and foremost, it's going to be a party whenever you are together. And you can shut your eyes, you can shut your eyes. Well, you're a wee bite to eat, that's it. Unless the women get in first. And I know one thing, there'll be a good sing-song. So tonight, I must admit that it was something I've never ever said to Tom, because he used to say, oh, you're fucking doing that. You know, he was a good speaker, you know, he's very intelligent. And Wally and Neil used to, we used to open the pub at 8 o'clock. He told it was fucking 7:30, but it was 8 o'clock by the time we opened. And it's Friday, Saturday, and I promise you, Tam would come in about 1 o'clock, doing his usual. I've done the bar myself, met an awful lot of people, a lot of good friends of mine tonight. I've done the lounge myself, and James Lee. Come here, I had to fucking earn, didn't I? Cards, I didn't, I left you some, didn't I? But as I said to you, and Tommy would come in at 1 o'clock, and he would come into the lounge, and we'd start to take the money out the lounge, right? But Wally and Neil would empty it before that, and put it up behind the Irish whiskey, and Tom would say to me, hey, he's fucking busy as you were last week. But he didn't know the money was staying out. The same in the bar, he would do the same in the bar. But only thing I didn't like Tom when he was behind the bar, it was very difficult to serve each and every one of these because he was that fucking fat and ugly. Turner was trying to get out the door. I'm not going to tell them about Howard Street. That's something different. That was when I was doing my taxi drive. And fucking telling lies for you. So, as you can appreciate, that was a great time. That was a time that, and I'm going to mention names because I'll tell you why. They'll be up there looking down, and I promise you, if they were still here, they'd have been first here tonight. Bobby Murdoch, Jimmy Johnston, Joe McBride, Tucker. Don't ask me how he got his name down. But as you can appreciate, it was a time when each and every one of us couldn't play the game, and we were getting shunted from side to side. And my son went into Bears one night and he said to me, "Dad, have you ever been into Bears bar?" This was long before I met Tommy, and I says, "No, I've never." He says, "Go in," he says, "You want to see it's a shrine for Celtic." He says, "Your photo's up there." I says, "It must have been hiding a trophy because they didn't have a fucking trophy to it." So anyway, in I went, and right away, Tommy says, "Bert, would you like a drink?" I says, "Aye." He says, "What are you taking?" I says, "A bottle of bud or something." He says, "Aye, £1.50. Hungry bastard. So anyway, what happened after that, as I said to you, Bobby, Jinky, and myself, that was, honestly, that was our office. Immediately for our office, each and every one of you went in there made us feel so important. And we loved every minute, I promise you. But the guy that owned the bar, he knew how financially weak we were, and I promise you, he looked after us. And tonight, I promise I would have, you know how Neil, you remember Martin and Neil says when he got offered the Celtic job, I'd have walked up the M8 and the M74. Tommy, I'd have swum the Clyde and I can't swim to get to the Wales. I must say to you here and now that I'm more than most, because tonight we've got Cham and the boys, and as far as I'm concerned, I've been in an awful lot of countries and an awful lot of places, and I think they are the best Irish band. And I'm lucky enough here again to have people like Tommy and Jim that's looking after him. Different times, different eras and different ages. But I'll tell you this much, whenever I go with Jim, everything's there, laid on and picked up and brought, and I promise you, he's another one that does it. Jim's I know the night's going to be good. I know it's very, because I'll tell you this much, and I would love just to get round each and every one of you. I hope you don't mind, because I love being in your company. One thing people ask me is, what was the difference that Jock Stein made when he became manager? Well, I'll tell you what it was, in my opinion. Jock knew the hardship we were going through in the 50s and such like, and he knew we weren't winning, we were getting to finals and getting beat with inferior clubs. I'm not saying teams, clubs. We were getting inferior clubs. But what he knew and the greatest support in Europe and the world, I can't go as far as the world, but I know Europe. You are the greatest in Europe, without fear of contradiction. People ask me, what do you think, what about Dermot Desmond? I says, it's not about the shareholders. Without Celtic supporters, fuck the shareholders. And it's about time you realise that each and every one of you is a bit. Do you know, you were brought up with your grandparents and your own parents. You've got the greatest knowledge in the game. You can't be kidded. One thing that you do, you put your money where your mouth is and you support and support. But what we've been let down recently is entertainment. We don't have enough good players. And they turn around and say that we can't compete with. How could we not compete? If that stadium would hold 100,000, we'd have 100,000 there.
200,000.
So we can compete. This is something I promise you. Jock Stein, what Jock brought to the club was pride, dignity and passion. But how he did it was, Before a game at Celtic Park, he would open up the windows in the dressing room, which was facing Kerrydale Street. And I promise you, in these days, there were buses and tramcars and such like. And the supporters would come up by the school and they would open the windows at 2:15 when we were getting stripped to get ready to go into the park. And all of a sudden you heard, and that was you walking up. And then you was getting to the tongues and you had click, 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 and then all of a sudden, for it's a grand old
team to play for, and it's a grand old team to see. And if you know the history, it's enough to make your heart go. We don't care what the animals say. What the hell do we care? For we only know that there's going to be a show, and the Glasgow Celtic will be there. And the Glasgow Celtic will be there.
I hope your team wins in Sunday. Thank you very much.